Time now to round up today's top stories in the world of science with CTV science and technology expert Dan Riskin. Always great to chat with you, Dan. Good morning.
All right, Dan, good to chat with you. Okay, so this is a little bit embarrassing, but I'm just going to be completely transparent here. None of the topics have been listed in the teleprompter here, so I'm going to let you kind of guide us through this here. I think we're starting with Crawford Lake. It's a destination I love going to with the family, but there's even more reason to visit now.
Yeah, no, Crawford Lake I go there with my family too. It's a beautiful spot. It's got great significance for First Nations history there. But now it's on the cover of the New York Times. It's in the Washington Post. It's being covered in Germany because this one lake has been designated by scientists as the official place where we mark the beginning of the age of humans sort of destroying the earth in a sense. And so, people have, break the geological timescale down into these layers, these places, like there's the age of dinosaurs, there's the age of mammals. Well, the Anthropocene is the name for what we're living in right now, where we're changing climate so fast. And the Anthropocene officially starts in about the 1950s, and you can see in sedimentary layers from the 1950s high levels of plutonium, because that's when we were doing a bunch of nuclear tests. And now Crawford Lake is the global standard marker for where those layers begin. So any study anywhere in the world that talks about the Anthropocene, comparing it to times before, it's going to have to reference Crawford Lake because its sediments are just the best in the world. So it's nearby. It's a great place to go for a hike, but now it has this global scientific significance.
Yeah, the boardwalk is amazing to walk around, and it's so picturesque and beautiful and quiet as well. It's great. Speaking of quiet.
Yeah. Perfect segue.
Your prompter's back up.
Yeah, so Dan, there's a reason why there's a song called The Sound of Silence. Perhaps silence is a sound, but is it also something you experience, or is it the absence of experience? What is silence?
Yeah, I mean, there's that moment right after the band finishes a song and there's a pause and then everybody erupts into applause, and cheering or something like that. And that little moment of silence really feels like a thing, but it's really just the absence of neural signals to the brain. But do we experience silence the way we experience sounds? This is a kind of a fun question. And to get at it, what they did is they did experiments where they looked at auditory illusions that happen when you hear sounds. And they were able to show with these experiments that when you hear silence, you hear exactly the same kinds of illusions. Your brain makes the same kinds of mistakes with the absence of sounds as it does with the presence of sound. So according to scientists, silence really is a thing that you experience on the same basic level as a sound that you experience.
It's so interesting. It reminds me of is white or black colors or shades?
Right, yeah.
Right.
It's sort of a debate almost. Yeah, I just wish I could turn off some of the noise in my head sometimes, right? That would be silence or otherwise. Well, listen, Dan, I know you're going on vacation for a couple of weeks. We'll look forward to your contributions coming back in August. So have a great break, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Bye, Dan.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks a lot,
so
guys.
much.
Have a great summer.
Okay. All right, if you're Canadian, you definitely know this song. Tragically hip guitarist Paul Langlois, though, he is out with his latest project. It's a new album called Guess What? You can hear the hip in the background there. It seems like the Paul Langlois Band is here, and joining us now live are Paul and Greg Ball.
Singular,
we got
one.
that.
Just
Greg
one.
Ball,
Yes.
Paul Langlois, great to have both of you on the couch here this morning. Thanks so much for joining us here. The album dropped just this past week. Paul, I've got to say, as a hip fan, I really get the hip vibe from it as well here. How would you describe the album to people here? Because if you haven't heard it yet, I really do recommend it.
I had a lot of fun making it. Got a great bunch of guys. Greg is one of them. As my band, Paul Langlois Band, and their enthusiasm and excitement for going into the studio really made me feel great. And it's a little bit tough for me to hide the hip. I sort of just play how I play, and I don't feel like it is anywhere near what the hip sounds like, but
it's the echoes of it, I find, right? It's
there's echoes of it, yeah.
It's not the same.
I like how you
but
put
I
that.
think it's the echoes. That's the way I hear it. And Greg, what's that like? You know, you go into Stella's bathhouse, the hip studio. You kind of record this album over 8 days of pretty intense recording. What is that like to be a part of this project?
Well, it's like rock and roll sleepaway camp.
Right, I bet.
Basically.
Yeah.
Just with a whole bunch of guys, sometimes sharing the same room, showering together. Just that didn't happen.
Okay, perhaps not. Yeah.
Perhaps not. No, just it's a really fun experience. Like all of it, just it is. You just go away and that's your focus. That's what you do. Just wake up, eat breakfast. Well, usually lunch, and
Rock and roll lifestyle. Right?
and then you just get to it and get down to business. And then Paul sent us all the songs, so we all had an idea of our parts, and we were practiced and sort of hit it out of the park, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the
that's-
music is great. There's 10 tracks on the album. Guess what? It Matters to Me. Guess what? Of course, the title track here. I really like It Matters to Me, Paul. So I want to ask you about that. You know, the song like lists a lot of things here. Where did the inspiration to that song come up? Is it about what matters to you, or is it about an esoteric mattering?
You know, if I'm honest about it, I pictured myself on a piece of ice, like a frozen lake, and now I'm going through the ice. And I know these two brothers that are really good at things and fixing things. And so you held out the line, you threw it to me, you know, so they throw me the rope and it doesn't work out. Like, I think I'm going to be fine, but it doesn't work out. So then the rest of the song, I'm picturing myself, you know, sinking to the bottom. And so I'm just looking at my life and you know, probably talking to my kids and my friends and just sort of the things that matter to me.
Amazing.
Weird concept.
It's deep,
It's
man.
hard to
It's
write
deep.
a song, so I just had to go with whatever came in my head.
I love that. I've never really heard that sort of depth of an explanation to a song there, so I really appreciate that. And, you know, you're a songwriter, you're a frontman now. Of course, you played, you know, back in Gord Downey, of course, for so many years of your career.
Yeah, I
What's
preferred
that transition been like? I wonder. I'm really curious. Because
Well, I definitely preferred being
being sort of a little
off
behind
to
you.
the side and having Gord do the tough work, and he was a natural at it, and so it's different. Yeah, it's different, me being front and center and singing, but I'm just trying to, you know, I've been around long enough that I'm just doing my best, and, you know, when the gig comes and I go on stage, I got no choice. I'm the singer. These are my songs. That's really where the band guys really help me, you know, because it's just like, okay, they got my back. They're right with me. They're happy about being here, and so I just go with that.
And so, Greg, when you come in, like Paul sent you the music, when you come in, do you kind of go, what if we try a little bit of this, or do you kind of really follow? Like, what's that process like?
I prefer to follow.
Okay.
In said situation, like, you know, obviously with all his experience, I take whatever guidance I can get, and just happy to be here. And Jake started to like me. And,
Yeah, Jake behind the scenes
Jake
right
is
here.
our
Jake Gold, of
manager.
course,
Jake is the manager.
Yeah,
So,
and me
I
and
mean-
Greg are getting along.
Yeah.
mostly.
Well, that's good. That's
Although
good to hear.
although he just
He's deep in
scowled.
thought right now. But, you know, just quickly referencing back to Gord here, I mean, do you still hear and feel him, Paul? Like, how would you describe that connection still?
I do. I do feel like he's with me. He's with me if I think of him, and I think of him a lot. And as I'm going through whatever, but say in and around music, you know, doing this kind of thing, he'd be happy. He always wanted me to be happy. We were best friends for most of our lives, and so yeah, I still really feel him. I've never really been through anything like losing him, but he did his job. You know, he really got it done, and so even though it was a really bad hand he was dealt, I feel like he's kind of still with me. And you know, there's a lot of Canadians out there that probably,
We feel
you
him.
know, we feel him around. You know, he really did. He did very well. So at least there's that.
For sure. And look, glad to see the Paul Langlois Band is doing well. Greg, it's great to meet you. I know you're happy to be part of this. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here this morning on CP24 Breakfast. Good luck with the new album.
Yeah,
great to meet you. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Greg as well.
too.
Thanks, Greg Bull, indeed. Back with more breakfast coming up right after this.
All that you need. You're taking your time to know what to feed, and you can still call.
Okay, guys, prepare to be jealous and strap on your feeding bags, because what better way to enjoy your weekend than with a plate of tasty barbecue? Check it out. Lakeshore's Ribfest is back for its second year. And for more on this and all the exciting, tasty food, we're joined live by the president of Ontario Festival Group, once again, Rick Brooks, pitmaster of Uncle Sam's Barbecue, Oliver Zuter, and, of course, friend of the show, Toronto Argonauts linebacker Enoch Muamba. Good morning to you all. Thanks for joining us here in the parking lot on a beautiful Wednesday, beautiful hump day. Rick, thanks for joining us again. This is fabulous. So talk about the first event 2 weeks ago at Centennial Park, Canada Day weekend. How did that go?
Amazing. Toronto's largest Ribfest was nothing but barbecue, lots of people coming together. You know, we had a nice presentation where we're showing barbecue from all over North America. We brought Uncle Sam's here from New Mexico. And here we have a great display of what's coming in store this weekend to Lakeshore Ribfest.
Yes, and you've raised some money. We're going to be getting to that. But first, I want to check in with Oliver, the pitmaster, Oliver Zuter. You've got some specialty ribs. Now, Uncle Sam's was created back in 1998, but what are we looking at today on the grill?
So we got some original Dino beef ribs, which are absolutely humongous and just fall off the bone.
Amazing. Wow.
What do they come from?
There we go.
Dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Dinos, yeah.
We have some pork butts for pulled pork, and of course, really famous these days is beef brisket.
Okay, awesome. And you guys just opened your first bricks and mortar store in Brantford,
that's
right?
Correct, yes.
So that's amazing.
It's been a year, so we're really happy for it and excited about it. So we're looking
Can't wait to dive in. Okay, Enoch, we got to get to you now. You're accepting a donation from Ontario Festival Group from Rick today. But do you love ribs, first of all?
Listen, I absolutely love ribs, Jennifer. And this actually gets me quite excited.
Yeah. Do you think you can out-eat Nick, though?
I'd have to practice. I'd have to practice maybe like
That's
a
what
month.
I'm practicing for right now.
Month, Nick.
Yeah, okay.
We can go head to head.
Let's do it. Yeah. Bring some back in a month and we'll do it.
For sure. We got to do this up because this is something
month,
to see. Okay, so Rick, let's get to how much money you've raised now, and it's going to Enoch Muamba is accepting the donation. So let's do the drum roll.
Sure.
We'll sound up the drum roll for the money raised so far, and it's presented to Toronto Football.
Yeah, Football Toronto. Yeah, we're so happy to have raised all that money. We've got a nice check here.
Woo!
To Football Toronto. We've raised $10,000 from Toronto's largest Ribfest. Enoch, we're so happy to give this to you and the organization. We know that this money is going to be greatly used for both male and female football players. And Ribfest is about bringing barbecue and raising money.
Thank you so much.
How's this going to help, Enoch?
And it's going to be tremendous. It's going to support football in Toronto. And, I'm a product of what football does. You know, Rick and I were talking earlier, and I was letting him know how much football had an impact on my life and how it's changed me. And with this money is going to be able to do just that for other young kids, just like I was as well.
Now, Enoch, I know you don't have your uniform on today, but you are wearing a double blue shirt. How does the team feel about watching you potentially attack ribs like this? Is this part of the preparation diet?
Yes, it's absolutely part of the preparation diet. And how they feel is they feel jealous. That's the word. Jealous.
Yeah, I mean, this is just amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Rick, this weekend coming up,
Lakeshore
round
Ribfest.
2, Lakeshore Ribfest. What can people expect?
The same great barbecue. We've got 5 teams. We've got midway rides. We've got lots of entertainment. So much fun. It's free admission. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Ribfest continues all summer long. This weekend, Lakeshore Ribfest.
Yeah, at the Colonel Samuel Smith Park in Etobicoke. Don't miss it. I think we're going to go now so that we can dig in. Enoch and I haven't been eating. Nick's been eating this whole time.
It's a half rack already. I told you. There you go.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Rick, Oliver, Enoch, for joining us. Appreciate it. Okay, let's dig in.
Amazing. Thanks very much, guys.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. Congratulations. Yeah, thanks so much.
Just book a flight. I want you, baby. Cause you know that when I see you, I can't keep my hands off of your body. So get on my time zone, come to the West Coast.
Time Zone. This is the newest track from singer-songwriter Olivia Lunny and a season 2 winner of The Launch. She is back, of course, with this new and sizzling track for summer airwaves. It is called Time Zone, and it's making waves on music charts on both sides of the border. And our Time Zone this morning is with Olivia. So Olivia, welcome to the show. Congratulations on this track, which is just killing it in the United States, topping, you know, the top 40, especially for an independent label. That's the first for Infinity and Recordings. So I know you're from Winnipeg, so I have to ask you, do you like living in LA? Is it a bit of an adjustment, or are you happy to be there?
You know what? It's definitely an adjustment.
Yeah.
Growing up in Winnipeg, it's a city, but I definitely describe it as a small town vibe. And LA has been an adventure, but it's been so much fun. You know, I'm 24, I'm living by myself, and it's been, I'm thriving.
Yeah, 24 years old. I was just asking you, is that like 2000? And you're like 1999.
I have to clarify, I'm a 90s baby.
A 90s baby. Okay, so how does it feel like listening to your music hit the airwaves, radio stations in the US and in Canada?
It's a pretty wild feeling. You know, we listen to these songs for so long before they come out, and then by the time they come out, you question it and you go through the process. Is this even good anymore? Who knows? But then I think that external validation, it feels good, and I'm just so happy people are really loving the song, because I love the song, so it feels great.
Yeah, I really like it. I listened to it yesterday, watched the music video,
Thank you.
of course. And let's talk about the inspiration behind this track, because, you know, you don't hear many hip kind of pop beats with this verse, like Time Zone. And when you think about it, it's
pretty
goes
universal,
deeper.
right?
It is, because, you know, especially these days when we're in such a global world where people are living in different places. So this was inspired by you moving to LA, you know, and your dad's in India. You had a long distance relationship. Tell us more about what inspired the track.
I think I was just at this point in my life where the overarching theme of Time Zone was so relevant, right? I'm doing Zoom sessions. My dad was traveling for work. I was in a long distance relationship, and just I had to balance time zone. So as artists do, I wrote that down. I wrote down the word time zone. I went to the studio and said, let's write a song called Time Zone. I think it's a really great theme, and it just kind of happened in a few hours. And I think the best songs really do happen so quickly because they're just so honest and relevant.
Yeah, because it's refreshing than the let's hit the club and drink and, you know, and, you know, I'm not saying that's bad, but it's just a refreshing lyric. It's a refreshing take. And can I ask you, are you still in the long distance relationship?
I am not. No.
Oh,
you know
I'm
what?
sorry.
But I am, you know, I'm 24. I'm thriving. I'm having so much fun traveling different time zones, so I can't complain.
You're living your best life.
Absolutely.
Okay, and you started playing guitar and singing when you were just 12 years old. I looked at your nails. They're super beautiful, if we can get a shot of that. You can't really play guitar with nails like this.
I cannot. And honestly, as we were saying off camera before, I am a short nail girly, but I did just have a photo shoot, so I like to have fun and play. But no, my roots are just like no nail polish, no nails. But, you know, it's fun to get dressed up.
Yeah, and you've made other hit tracks that have exploded throughout social media. I mean, Wonderland, what we're hearing right now, but also your collaboration with Bad Baby on Vibe Check, which I loved as well. Kind of a little more soulful and slow.
For sure.
For sure. And also Sad to See You Happy. So talk about these collaborations and where you see your music going moving forward.
Yeah, I think the beautiful thing about collaborations is that, I mean, it's just double the magic, and I've been having so much fun, you know, in LA, meeting new people and brushing shoulders with the right people, and, you know, I really think the sky's the limit, and I have such an incredible team, and so many things are really starting to happen. Even just being here and talking to you today, you know, it's a big deal, and it's really incredible, and coming from Winnipeg, it's really a dream come true. So I'm just getting started, and we got a lot of things to still do, but I'm really excited for what's to come. Lots of new music, brand new EP, so stay tuned.
Yeah, and they're all so catchy. We were just watching video of you there on season 2 of The Launch, which is pretty incredible. Last thing for you, Olivia, how do you stay grounded in this kind of fast-pacing, kind of dog-eat-dog music world where it's so competitive? There's so much pressure. I mean, you're 24 years old. What do you tell yourself to be like?
You know what? I think COVID was a blessing in disguise, and I really got into meditation and wellness and eating well and doing all that. So, you know what? Health is wealth, and I just try to take care of myself and eat the right foods and take time off social media. It's so easy to be overstimulated in this world. So I would just urge everyone to, you know, take a breath, take a moment, check in with yourself, and yeah, it's I love it though. It's beautifully chaotic.
Yeah, okay. So just wise beyond your years. Olivia Lunny,
Thank you.
pleasure meeting you.
You as
Good luck
well.
with everything.
Thank
Congrats on this
you.
track. Time Zone. Check out Olivia Lunny's new music. Thanks for joining us,
Thank you so
Olivia.
much.
Take
Pleasure
care.
to meet you.
All right, if you need something to do this weekend, get some dancing in, get some food in, just go to Bathurst Street. Fun Philippines Toronto Festival going on this weekend. For more on this, is joined by Teresa Torralba. What is this festival all about?
It's all about how fun Filipinos are.
Why is that? What's going on?
Because we love fun. We are very hardworking people, and we know how to have fun as well.
Right, and this is one of the newer festivals. Obviously, Toronto's just known. Obviously, you got Taste of Danforth, you got Salsa on St. Clair. What is it about the Fun Filipino Toronto Street Festival that sets it apart from others?
Well, I guess first of all, we hold it at a Filipino town, which we lovingly call Little Manila.
Oh, no.
And that's at the corner of Bathurst and Wilson. And what we do is we actually get every Filipino of all genre. We have music, nonstop music, and dancing, and just, over 80 vendors that will showcase our food, which is synonymous to Filipino because we love food and we love to dance and we love music. And that's exactly what we have.
I'm grunting because I could smell the food, which is
I know,
still
I can
warm.
smell
Bill.
it too.
It is a joyful culture.
Yes.
The music is beautiful and the food is delicious. One of my best friends, Milo Damaran, and my singing teacher, Eleanor Calbas, who founded the Mississauga City Center Opera Company, now Opera Mississauga. We would have rap parties after our musical theater, and she would bring out a full roast pork and pancit. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
So this food is absolutely unbelievable. If you've never tried Filipino food, you need to
I've
be at
literally
this
never had it in my
festival.
life.
We're here with
look at it.
we're here with Sol Dalosa, from owner of Topsilog.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what you brought in, what we can experience when we go to this
So
festival.
Topsilog is a traditional Filipino breakfast. This is tapa made of beef. Then we have sinangag in itlog. This is tocino. It's pork marinated with pineapple. And this is a Filipino sausage called longanisa. We have chicken barbecue. We have pork barbecue. And this is spring roll. Taste of Filipino. And we called it lumpia. This is our noodles called pancit. It's chicken. And we also have pork. It depends on how you like it. And this is our dessert. We have a traditional dessert, halo-halo.
Wow.
And then we have turon. Then these food are very good when you dip it in a vinegar. And this is also our pickled papaya. It's really good.
It looks delicious, and I find with Filipino food, I love spice, but spice doesn't love me. But I find there's more for Filipino food. It's flavorful, it's rich, and it almost has a sweetness to it,
Yes.
which is so appealing to me. Do you have a favorite?
My favorite is the tapa.
Is the top.
Yeah.
I've never tried the sausage ever before.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do that?
Okay.
I might do this.
I always have to ask because you know me. I just
know.
go right for the food. I'm gonna
This
take
is
a
the
look.
best breakfast, like protein to start the day.
Yeah.
This is like, okay, I'm half Korean, and we go. My husband, he would make hamburgers and rice for breakfast. I'm ruining this. I'm sorry. This is the best thing. Okay, I'm just gonna go for the
Just
beef.
a reminder of where this is. This is Bathurst, Wilson. It runs for a kilometer, so you've got lots of space to go and enjoy all of this. Last year you had 2,000 festivals. 200,000. 200,000. That's a lot of people enjoying out there. So enjoy this. You've got so many different kiosks, so many fun activities, and you get to experience the food and the music. And I want to introduce to you cultural singer Charm Barreto to give some beautiful music for us this morning, and something you may experience when you go down this weekend. Please take it away.
Ano na lang yung isang sandali na makatikim ng pagmamahal matapos ang luhang ipinagpalit ang sandali